The Raptor is the high-performance variant of Ford's legendary pickup truck, the F-150. With its 450 horsepower twin-turbo V6, its fancy Fox internal bypass shock absorbers, and its BFGoodrich KO2 all-terrain tires, this thing is an off-road monster. Ford also gave the Raptor treatment to the Ranger, resulting in a 210 horsepower pickup ready for some fun all-terrain action. But why should Ford's pickups be the only ones to be endorsed with the Raptor treatment? I mean, why do pickups get all the love? Well, Ford is finally giving the Raptor treatment to the humble little Bronco. The all-new Bronco Raptor is high on power, low on subtlety, and today we're going to take a look at what makes it so special. Let's do this. The all-new Bronco Raptor is a monster. There's no other way to put it. This thing has a plethora of dope new features, and unfortunately, we won't be able to go through all of them in just this episode. So in this video, we're going to focus on the all-new Raptor's powertrain, wheels, tires, and suspension, and lastly, its fancy off-road goodies that make it ready to conquer any terrain it faces. The Bronco Raptor gets its power from the EcoBoost Nano engine. Ah, what a cute name for a monstrous 3-liter twin-turbo V6. The EcoBoost Nano powers everything from the Lincoln MKZ to the Explorer ST to the Continental. Although Ford hasn't released the Bronco Raptor's official power figures just yet, their target is over 400 horsepower. The twin turbos use a set of modified, more efficient blades, as well as an upgraded intake and exhaust system. Finally, the Bronco Raptor borrows an innovative, patented anti-lag system from the Ford GT race car. The purpose of anti-lag is to keep the turbo spinning when you let off the gas, so that when you come and step on the pedal again, all that boost is right there waiting for you, resulting in reduced turbo lag. The way the Bronco Raptor's anti-lag system works is by cracking open the throttle plate just a little bit when your foot isn't on the gas. This allows just enough air through the engine and into the turbo manifold to keep the turbine spinning. Most other anti-lag systems also have the injectors dump excess fuel into the combustion chamber to have the rich air-fuel mixture combust in the turbo manifold, keeping the turbo spooled up. However, the Bronco Raptor doesn't use this approach to improve the reliability of its turbos and engine. Its anti-lag system is only activated in GOAT mode, which stands for Goes Over Any Terrain, a drive mode designed for high-speed desert running. GOAT mode also opens up valves in the exhaust system, increasing power at higher RPMs. The EcoBoost Nano's 400 horses are sent to a 10-speed automatic with a revised torque converter, a second transmission oil cooler, and optional paddle shifters. It then goes to a transfer case, which has an upgraded, stronger clutch. The transfer case is a 2-speed with a 3.06:1 low range ratio and an insane 67.8:1 crawl ratio. Ah, so close to 69, the golden number. The power then goes to a 4.7:1 final drive. In order to hold the EcoBoost Nano's upped power output, as well as abuse from extreme off-roading, the Bronco Raptor has a Dana 50 heavy-duty Advantech solid rear axle and a Dana 45 front axle with beefier half shafts, hubs, and bearings. These upgraded axles widen the Bronco's track by 8.6 inches. Both the front and rear axles get electronic locking differentials with a 9.25-inch ring gear up front and an 8.23-inch ring gear out back. The Bronco Raptor definitely has the firepower to live up to the Raptor name, but can it put this power to the ground? Well, on each end of its beefy Dana axles are 17-inch wheels wrapped in massive 37-inch BFGoodrich KO2 all-terrain tires. The F-150 Raptor comes with 35-inch tires. The 37s are a more expensive option, which require modifying the frame for the matching spare. But on the Bronco, they come standard. To fit these behemoth-sized tires are these massive fender flares, as well as stopping power courtesy of the F-150 Raptor's vented steel brakes. 13.8 by 1.3 inch rotors with 2 piston calipers up front, and 13.2 by 0.8 inch rotors with single piston calipers out back. It also has some pretty crazy suspension, inspired from the Ultra 4 race series. Its suspension system is known as the Haas 4.0, which stands for High Performance Off-Road Stability Suspension. The Bronco Raptor features 13 inches of travel up front and 14 inches at the back, which required strengthening and raising the front upper shock mount tower by 2.4 inches, as well as upgrading to Ford Performance control arms and tie rods. It sports a hydraulic disconnecting front anti-roll bar which automatically reconnects at 30 mph in on-road drive modes, 50 mph in GO mode. It sits at a crazy 13.1 inches above the ground. Yeah, you heard me right. The Bronco Raptor has over a foot of ground clearance. In fact, it was too tall to fit on the assembly line, which required modifying the bolts holding in the rear shock mounts to ride in adjustable slots. Finally, the Bronco Raptor rides on legendary Fox shock absorbers, specifically their 3.1 inch diameter, internal bypass, external reservoir shocks. So this right here is a diagram of the Fox internal bypass external reservoir shock absorbers. Here we have the main shock absorber units. Here we have a bypass tube connecting this hole up here and this hole down here. And down here on the other side, we have a third hole which leads to an external reservoir. Now, for the most part, when driving around on city streets, the shock absorber's piston will most likely remain between these holes. Therefore, let's say your shock absorber's piston travels downwards. Well, the fluid under your piston can either pass through the orifices in your piston, escape into your external reservoir, or pass through your bypass tube and go above your piston. This results in a plush, comfortable ride quality. However, that isn't what you want for performance. Now, let's say that you're off-roading and you come across a large rock that you try to climb. Depending on the size of your rock, your shock's piston may travel past the hole leading to your bypass tube, leaving the fluid above your piston with no choice but to pass through your piston's orifices. This way, the Raptor provides a comfortable ride most of the time, but a stiffer ride when needed for off-roading. As if all this fancy tech isn't already enough, it also features live valve technology that senses suspension motion and electronically adjusts the damping rate accordingly. All these suspension upgrades give the Bronco Raptor an approach, breakover, and departure angle of 47.2, 30.8, and 40.5 degrees respectively, which is significantly more than the F-150 Raptor or Jeep Wrangler 392. We've established that the Bronco Raptor has more than enough firepower and the means to put it all to the ground. But is this enough to satisfy Ford's off-roading dream? Guess not. The Bronco Raptor features a removable hardtop. To be able to handle the stresses of extreme off-roading, its chassis is reinforced with 2 crossbars and more rigid body-to-frame mounts, improving torsional rigidity by over 50%. The C-pillar's reinforcement center section is made from carbon fiber, reducing weight. If you plan to take your camping gear or ATVs with you while off-roading, not to worry, because the Raptor's 4,500 pound towing capacity should be more than enough to satisfy your needs. This high towing capacity is courtesy of upgraded trailing links, mounting points, frame brace, and tow hitch receiver. Mounting the heavy spare 37-inch tire out back required a support structure bolted to the tailgate. To protect the driveline and underbody, the Raptor has skid plates and rock rails. A feature on the Bronco Raptor known as Turn Trail Assist uses torque vectoring to tighten the turning radius while off-roading. Taking a look at the exterior, the Raptor's steel front bumper has a steel bash plate, integrated tow hooks, 4 rigid LED fog lights, and removable end caps. Each rock rail has a steel side step to help passengers enter and exit the SUV. The Bronco Raptor's massive fenders, exclusive grille design, unique Raptor hood, and amber daytime running lights lets viewers know that what they're looking at isn't just any ordinary Bronco, but a precision-crafted off-road machine. The Bronco Raptor comes with a hefty price tag of almost 70 grand, which is actually around $3,000 more than the F-150 Raptor. This definitely isn't cheap, but remember that for this price, you're getting a capable beast that can conquer nearly any terrain that comes its way. The Bronco Raptor doesn't cut any corners. It has absolutely everything a customer would want in a purpose-built off-road SUV. You'd be hard-tasked with finding a better off-road vehicle for the price. A lot of car journalists and magazines are comparing the 2022 Ford Bronco Raptor to the new Jeep Wrangler 392. If you'd be interested in seeing a side-by-side comparison of these two, let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this episode of the Prototype Pages, please consider leaving a like and smashing that subscribe button. Thank you all so much for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you all next time. Peace out.